Welcome to another scene maker. The scene I'm showing you today is one of my very favorites. It has some really interesting vintage pieces in it, plus it has a lot of personal memories attached to it for me. The central part of this is the Mickey Mouse figure in the center. It's a Bisque Mickey Mouse, from what I've been able to ascertain, about 1931-32. And he was dug up by my stepson David, and considering its age, it's not in that bad a condition. It's missing one of its ears, but nonetheless, I thought it was an absolutely sensational find. And it was dug at an old dump site in Tawas, Michigan. I remember the day that it was dug up. I was digging in one hole, Stephanie in another, Matt in another, and David in another. And David held up this clump of white encrusted with dirt, and he said, "Look what I found." And I looked and I said, do you know who that is? And he goes, "Huh?" I said, "That's Mickey Mouse." And then I think he shared my excitement, over his find. It's not a typical find. I doubt that were that many produced, as Mickey was in his early days and just becoming a Disney star. But actually, Mickey Mouse is now 86 years old, I believe, and this one, though, is not in the greatest condition, but it's in cool condition. Anyways, as I was saying, he is 86 years old, and he's pretty much the same as he was at his inception in 1928. He's a little rounder, a little squatter, and he's been wearing the same clothes for decades, but all in all, he looks pretty good for 86. Sure, Mickey hasn't had a movie in a few years. His last one went direct to video, but his cheerful face remains one of the most recognizable images in the world, even beating out Santa Claus. Disney threw a big party for the mouse's 75th birthday, so this year's festivities on his 86th birthday probably were very subdued, actually non-existent thus far, because the birthday actually is on November 18th, but I don't know of anything being planned to mark his 86th birthday. But Mickey's story, however, starts with a rabbit. Disney Brothers Studios was just another cog in Universal Pictures' animation machine when in 1927, Walt Disney created a character called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. With his round white face, big button nose, and floppy black ears, the smiling Oswald was an instant hit, and Universal ordered a series of short films. When Disney met with the executives to negotiate another contract in 1928, the rabbit was still riding high, and the animator thought he had the upper hand. Instead, the studio told him that he had hired away all of his employees and retained the rights to Oswald. Universal also offered to keep Disney if he took a lower salary, but he refused. He and UB Works, the one loyal animator who stayed with Disney Brothers, returned to work and held a series of hair-pulling late-night brainstorming sessions for Oswald's replacement. And the shortened ears added some extra padding around the middle and turned the rabbit into a mouse named Mortimer. And the monkey ear did not last. There are a number of tales attempting to explain how and why, the most popular being that Disney's wife hated the name and suggested its replacement, but soon he was ready for his debut as Mickey Mouse. Behind the Bisque Mickey in this scene is a photograph of David on the day that he found Mickey, and he's actually holding Mickey there, as you can see. And there are other interesting elements in this scene. On the left and on the right in the back are two of the dwarfs from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I believe that they are from the year that the movie was produced, and if they are in remarkably good condition. I found them at a yard sale for 75 cents a piece. And then in the front on the left is a knockoff Donald Duck made in Japan. One half of a set of salt and pepper shakers is what he is. against the back again, there's a lenticular card which commemorates Mickey's, I believe it was 75th birthday. And you see a couple of the dwarfs crawling around. The picture of David and crawling around Mickey. These are paper cutouts from a vintage Disney book. There are a couple marbles on the bottom of the scene. They were found at the same time as Mickey was. Broken child's toy cup. But the main focus, of course, is Mickey. Then in the very front is another lenticular card, which was a Walmart gift card, and that has a really cool face of Mickey in a Santa Claus hat on it. The weekend that we found the Mickey Mouse, David and Stephanie and a friend of ours, Matt, and myself, were camping up north. We had an old blue Dodge van that was beat up and in horrible condition, but we took it up to the Michigan State Park at Harrisville and camped there a couple of nights, and then commuted down to Tawas in the morning so that we could go digging at this particular site, which has produced some really wonderful relics over the years that I've been going there. I haven't been there in many years again, unfortunately. For a more detailed look at that camp out, which is really funny on it in its own right, is you look for my video on YouTube that is The Real Camping with Dad, I believe is the title. And you can hear the story of the really unusual circumstances we had while we were camping there. It was fun. But as I said, that's one of the reasons that this particular scene is a favorite of mine, and that it has a lot of memories for me, because it was a fun weekend with David and Stephanie and Matt, but particularly David and Stephanie before Frankie and I split up. And it's a weekend that I'll never forget, just because of how much fun I had with the kids. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed seeing this scene. I actually built this scene. It was found in 2008, and I believe the first scene I built with him was in 2008. I revised it several times as I found different interesting pieces to include with him, like the two Bisque dwarfs and the Donald Duck and the lenticular cards. The scene has become a little more complex than it was when I first built it, but that's the story of it, and hope you've enjoyed looking at it as much as I've enjoyed showing it to you. God bless, and have a great evening.